Good evening. I'm Joey,
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Marcus.
and we are the West Coast Jam.
West Coast Jam. J&A, Voices for Change, the Jam. Joey, Anthony, and Marcus. Welcome to the podcast. We're going to use the podcast in the West Coast Jam.
Coast Jam. We're doing it West Coast style, baby.
All right. These are my views and my opinions only, and I'm exercising my freedom of speech. I am a whistleblower, and Labor Code 6310 is that whistleblower, and 232.5. And carry on, Joey or Marcus.
And I too am protected under Labor Code 232.5, Labor Code 6310. I too am a whistleblower. These are my views and my views only. And if you don't know what my view is, that's your problem. Okay. If you don't know what an opinion is, that's your problem. Okay. If you don't like what you're seeing, change the channel.
Yeah.
What
about your freedom of speech?
Freedom of speech, First Amendment. Learn it, own it.
Own it.
Last time I checked, this was America, and I'm exercising my First Amendment rights. Nobody's going to tell me what I can say, what I can't do. This is America. I'm exercising my First Amendment rights. You don't like it, that's too bad.
Too bad. That's too bad. All right, welcome.
Well,
what's the topic for this part of the hour?
Well, it's been an eventful last couple of days here in Southern California. How much rain did we get up here? We got at least, well, gee, Anthony, like a whole bucket outside of water here. A whole bucket. The rain filled it up completely.
Wow.
That's what I should have did. Yeah, that's what I should have did, man.
It's got to be 6 inches.
Yeah. And the roads washed out. But my thing is, was there an emergency plan in place?
Well, there used to be.
Yes.
They used to back in the days of Grant Bradshaw and Ray Grossclaw, and back in the day.
Yeah.
When Michael Oglesby was the cat.
Yeah.
I still got the bucket in the garage.
Listen, guys, there's no emergency planning at Sunline, period. Okay, you would assume that me being a retired supervisor, the supervisors would know about any kind of contingency plans or emergency plan. We had nothing in place. So if something major went down, the supervisors didn't know anything about it. We were the last people to know. And we complained about that, guys. We complained to Isabel. We complained to David Estrada and all of those people that were in charge, and none of them cared. So that's why things happened the way it was. Remember what happened? So I put it on Facebook that why are buses running? Why do you have buses running in a disaster that was initiated by the governor of California?
Yeah. Yeah. And when how did those, I want to know who relayed the message to the buses that were on the street to bring them all back in immediately. I mean, this happened about 4 o'clock. That was pretty much the time when the storm when it had came to shore. I mean, we were feeling effects here. It was heavily raining up here, and I know damn well it was heavily raining down there. Those vehicles had no business being out on the road in rain like that at all. They knew about this for days and days.
Right.
Knew that this was coming. I mean,
yeah.
We know over the years, like I had said before, Sunline, they did have a preparedness plan years ago for earthquakes. Those buildings that they had were set up in a way for like a command center, and there was a windsock on the roof. All the buildings were numbered from the air, so on the roof, so they could be seen from the air. and there was a spot for a helicopter to land. The buses were supposed to go from public transit to search and rescue, the way the seats were, or something like that they had explained inside. There was an entire layout of the whole desert set by the time period that it was made. So if it was made in 1984, that's the way the layout would have looked. But they had all this prepared back in the day. Once the new skip came into the ship, that all went out the window.
No, you're absolutely right, Joey. You guys remember COVID, right? Okay, so when COVID happened, they had a mobile command van that had all of the equipment in it. Well, they were going to switch over. So Tapia brought out this radio isolated radio unit. Well, that radio unit didn't even work. The batteries were dead. I mean, nothing worked, man.
No.
So that's the situation you have at that agency right now. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody has any plans. Again, I saw it firsthand. Okay, I'm as a supervisor, that's my job, is to make sure that safety, number one, right? Safety is key.
Right, yeah.
That employees are safe, drivers are safe, all those things. They did not care about that, man. None of that.
Well, see, and this is something that I complained about for years. I know a couple other drivers did. 46 years of service at that company has under its belt, and there's no standard of operation at all. Like, they have no idea. And why they don't know? It's because they have people working in key positions that should not be there. That's why. You got competent people working in these positions.
You're right.
Do they have any transit experience, Marcus, Joey? Any of these individuals that are leading the pack?
Hell no.
Well, let's see. You got one that worked at Macy's, right? You got another guy that worked at the trash company. Okay. He was a route manager, which all he did was basically follow behind trash trucks and harass people. No transit experience whatsoever. And then you got the operations chief that came from the rescue mission. No experience. None.
And then the privileged one, he was a bartender.
Yeah.
A bartender. He knows how to make fantastic micheladas. Oh, I've heard them talk many times. I mean, boy, they get michelada like this. But can we plan a bus service? No. Like I said during the break, they move these people around to these positions. They move one here, move one here, move one here. All they're doing is rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. That's all they're doing.
That's a good slogan.
That's the new slogan, yeah.
All they're doing. I mean, come on, it's these positions. You know what? I saw on Facebook that one of the operators had applied to be supervisor. He he had tried before and didn't get it. He tried this time, and unfortunately, he didn't get it. I'm curious to know who they hired, because really that should be hired from within the company.
Yeah.
That should be hired within the company, never from the street, especially somebody that's not a baggage handler at Winco, or a cashier at Winco, or a customer service person at Macy's. What the hell do they know about transit? Nothing. Or being a supervisor, let alone.
Joey, today I was driving up Palm Drive, and I seen all these people at the bus stop, and my sister being one of them. So she calls me up, and naturally, asking me, is the bus service running today? I go, that I know, yes. I did see the line 5 and I did see the line 3. It's very weird that there's no line 2s. The main, the heart of the system leaving Desert Hot Springs. What about the people that need to get to work? What about that grandmother that wants to go see her son in the hospital? that
Well,
has hours to live. What about the
they
people?
they
Was
could, I think they could get a bus out of DHS. The problem is the other side of Gene Autry is gone. I was just, it was
prior practice,
completely gone.
prior practice, Joey. That's Gene Autry always closes down. They
Yeah,
just
but
run that bus all the way to Day Palm to
but
remote
but Day Palm is closed too.
the Day Palm exit.
Day Palm exit is closed. Yeah,
Oh, I
that
see.
that's
Well,
the problem. That's the problem. And Anthony, this goes a little bit beyond
Yeah.
Sunline,
That's what we're gonna say. Yeah, absolutely.
but this is it's the end result of years and years of incompetent city leaders, people like Glenn Miller, Lisa Middleton, Russell Betts, Dana Reed, Kathleen Delgado. These people also sit on Sunline's board. So do you think that these people could figure out drainage control for the desert when they can't even control a bus company? They have no idea what's going on there. Reckless spending. They don't know what a relief car is. They don't know anything.
you could have fixed that, because this is how you could have fixed that. I don't know if Bob Hope. I think Monterey was also closed, but I know Bob Hope seemed to be open. If they would, they
Now,
would.
Bob Hope from the freeway. Bob Hope is closed.
Okay, so there's got to be a point where they could add a bus as a ghost bus that's running from whatever exit they can get off at, running there into Palm Springs. So the line 2 would go and drop off at that pickup point. Even if you had to go all the way down to Cook Street, then there's a way that you have that shuttle back and forth to make the connecting lines. Well, let's say that's the case, that the 2 is closed down. Well, maybe if they would have contacted the news and let the people know, maybe the news would have put something out there. $80,000 hush money is it sounds more like it.
Selective news leader, Anthony. Selective news.
Why aren't they telling the public that? You got, I mean, I could count a full bus, if not 2 buses, of people waiting at the bus stop on Palm Drive. Do you think that they had a supervisor going up and down telling the people that there was not going to be any buses?
Well, this is what I thought. The people that are coming out of DHS, if you can get that too, at this point, it's going to be like a free for all, because it's a shit show right now down there. It's a mess. Okay, you got to get people out of DHS to Palm Springs. They could get that bus to the freeway, get on the freeway, take them all the way to Cook, and then drop them at the 111, and then turn the bus around, come back down Cook. No other stops, just like an express bus after it leaves DHS. That's the only thing that you can really do, because you can get people to Cathedral City to B Street, and then you can get people from that point to Palm Springs.
But how about bringing them on the 111? Was the 111 closed too?
No, it's open.
The 111 from the top, going through the Whitewater.
From Stevens is open. Yeah.
Would have taken the line 2 to
Well, Anthony, I don't know, because you and I we're not allowed. Our Title IX rights have been violated, so we can't find that information out.
Well, they're blocking us from conducting our own personal investigation and getting information. They're trying to silence us. You might as well put a piece of gray tape on our mouths, because that's what you're trying to do. But guess what? That all equals to dinero. That all equals to money.
Hey,
Woo!
It's all part of your purse.
Ching,
right.
ching.
So what do you think, Marcus? I mean, like, what the hell's going on here?
Okay, so let's take it back. All right, so the governor got on TV. He declared a state of emergency. Right then, the transit is critical infrastructure. Right then and there, somebody in operations running that place should have said, "Look, we're shutting down all service, period, because we already know the damage this thing is going to cause." Look at the aftermath of what's happening, right? Okay, so I got a call. Let's put it like this: word on the street says that everybody was to show up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so there was nobody was there at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So even supervisors had to come in at 8 o'clock. The supervisors weren't able to hit the road because of the massive flooding. And why? Because look at the vehicles that they drive. Those vehicles are not equipped for supervisors. They should have never bought any of those little electric cars like that. They sit too low to the ground, so they couldn't go. So you got supervisors now scrounging to drive safety vehicles. You got supervisors running around in safety, and they only got like 3 safety vehicles. So
Why
how
Sunlight provide the supervisors with the trucks like the safety vehicles?
okay, so going back to Manny Garcia, we got people that don't know what the hell they're doing, ordering vehicles that aren't suitable for service. When we saw what they were ordering, we was like, wait a minute, did you take time out to get input from the supervisors what they need? See, they don't do that. These people sit in these seats and these chairs and they don't know nothing. And they make decisions that affect people's lives that can get them killed. Basically, that's what could have happened.
Right.
Based on looking at this, if you look at the picture in totality, some people lost their lives.
Hold on for a second. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead, Marcus. We had a little interruption there. Let's continue on. What you were saying.
Okay, so just saying, look at this picture in totality. There was poor planning. They should have shut the buses down, period. There should have been no buses running. You got people showing up for work at 8 o'clock in the morning, answering phones, wasting time. They put employees, the public's life at jeopardy, basically. They should have shut everything down, had nobody come to work, stay to work, especially based on what we've seen so far, right?
Yeah, but they should have also contacted the news and put it out there so the public can know that it's emergency and the bus system is down.
Exactly.
Well, it's not just Anthony. It's not just in Palm Springs. It's also in Mecca, out there on Avenue 70. But you know that nobody seems to give a damn about those people, those Latinos that are out there on that end of the valley. They don't give a shit about them. That's the first thing that is cut, unfortunately, is services to them. This goes right back to Raul Ruiz, who I've emailed several times about these issues, and it always falls on deaf ears.
So I know we had an upcoming court date on Friday, and they just changed it again.
Yeah.
And for this fictitious modification of restraining order that's not true.
That's right. I got the call earlier.
So what does that say, man? That sends a message to say something ain't smelling right.
Yeah, well, because this is what I told Anthony. I said, if it were because of flooding, because Palm Springs is a mess, if it were because of flooding, the judge could say, hey, under my order, everybody's got to do it, like we're talking right now because of flooding. So it's not that. I'm guessing it's probably the fact that Anthony and I did file an appeal, and the process is ongoing. It's a rather lengthy process. and that postpones it. I mean, Anthony and I both, we complained about the black robe dude that held the meeting, because it was not a court. He was not a judge. He was a commissioner. That's not a judge. It was nothing more than a meeting. The rule of law was not followed. So that's the basis of the appeal right there, and that's the complaint to the Chief Justice of California, of Superior Court. So
Judith
Judith C. Clark,
Clark.
the Honorable Judith C. Clark.
Yep. Uh,
She's the head chief, I think, of the California Supreme Court.
they had their roll of tape, but they couldn't shut us up because we kept on going.
Yeah.
Going. That's it. And you know what it all boils down to? My purse getting fatter.
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
All right, so we got cha-ching. So you got what? So what else is on the topic, Marcus?
Yo, okay, yeah, all right. So I'm gonna stay on this topic. And then I got a couple more things. So during the emergency declaration by the governor, basically he said everything shut down. However, a lot of employees still went to work at Sunline, okay, supervisors, and I know supposedly Isabel was there, and Marina was there, and a couple other cronies, okay, were there. Flunkies, okay, they were there. However, your boy David Estrada never showed up. Why is that? Okay, he is now the what is it, deputy chief of operations. Wouldn't you say that the deputy chief should be there?
I would say so.
Usually, okay, a ship that's got a captain or a co-captain, do they ever leave the ship when it's sinking?
No.
They're the last persons to go, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the chief was on a convention during the summer. I think there was a chief they were on vacation. All the people were on vacation at conventions or trainings when the ship was sinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's called prima facie.
Right. That's a word that anytime you deal with this company, that's a word that you learn real fast. Prima facie.
Yeah, they stuck that on me too, man, when I filed a perv charge. You need to have a prima facie. I didn't know what the hell that was, man.
That's our favorite word.
Prima facie. I was like, oh my God, did I do something wrong?
Of Eric Riss and Irma, what's her name? Irma Rodriguez.
Yeah, okay.
Moisa Rodriguez.
Mosea, yeah, something like that. Okay, so a boy David Estrada never showed up. Okay, now he probably used the excuse, oh, well, I couldn't make it to work. I couldn't do this because I live in wherever he lives. He doesn't live in the valley, let's put it like that.
Right.
Well, maybe he should have got a room and stayed. Maybe there's another way to get into Palm Springs from where he's coming from. So there's just what I'm saying is there's no excuse for this. Okay, they hired this guy. He has no transit experience, and he's a tyrant. Basically, he's a tyrant, man. My interactions with him, he was tyrannical, and I can't stand tyrants. Okay, so the other thing is, so we know Matthew passed. That subtracted one supervisor. I left. That's two supervisors. And then there was one other supervisor. So basically, Sunline is down 3 to 4 supervisors. So they hired 3 supervisors. However, one supervisor went in the hospital. They don't know when he's going to come out. We don't know what happened to him. Maybe he suffered the effects of prima facie.
Maybe facie, huh?
Yeah, probably whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they left two. So instead of, okay, so they were already short supervisors. Instead of training them, put them in, get them in the field, these dummies decided to put them in learning how to drive a bus. So they're still in training. In other words, they're lacking manpower in the field where they should be in the field because they decided they want these supervisors to drive. Well, these supervisors aren't bus drivers. Why in the hell are you so focused on making sure these supervisors get their license to drive in the field? It makes no sense. It's a waste of resources, guys. That's what I'm saying. It's a waste
Right.
of.
Well, that's why Anthony had said, why the hell didn't they just get this guy a room at in the valley somewhere? They spend money on everything else. So,
Mhm.
I mean, if he needs to be there, then maybe they should have gotten him a room.
Hey,
They
there's
spend
a-
money extravagantly.
Just say that there's a big convention where they're gonna get a big pony award. And then they
Yeah.
all show up and they all have rooms there. And they
Yeah.
just throw it on the book like it's a big convention. I mean,
Yeah.
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 And there's a rumor that one other supervisor put their 2-week notice in. So what does that tell you guys? They cannot keep supervisors. They can't keep good people at that agency. Why? There's a
No.
problem.
there's a problem.
And they have a new skipper, so
Yeah.
I don't know anything about her yet. I haven't seen any changes. I mean,
Me either.
by now, the house should have been cleaned.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to show you that there's a lot of unanswered questions. Yes.
And we're gonna
month.
be exposing them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be exposing them, and next month is it's a good day, and a lot's gonna be happening. And if the news wants a story with us, it's gonna be 50,000. 50,000 to give them a story. How's that?
Yeah. KSQ. Anthony, again, I extend an olive branch to the new GM, to what's her name, Mona.
I don't know her last. Yeah, you got it.
I don't know her. I don't know where it starts with a B, I think.
Yeah.
I've extended an olive branch. I mean, hey, I'd love to have a sit down and talk with you, and maybe listen to us, and you'll hear the problems,
Yeah.
and maybe we can come up with solutions here.
Yeah. That's really what we
all
wanna
this
do.
all this can be prevented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like Sunline. It's a good place to work. It's just management does not know what they're doing. They're crappy. They're running good people away.
Yeah.
They violated your civil rights and all of those things, and
Yeah.
they discriminated against me. So hey, it's unfortunate, man. I would have probably, if I would have probably put in more time there if I had really enjoyed what I was doing. I really like what I was doing, but I was being harassed and badgered, and
Oh yeah.
it was terrible. And then one of the main culprits was David Estrada. That's why I didn't shake his hand at the funeral, because he's no good, bro. He's just, don't shake my hand and grin in my face like, oh, now everything's cool. No,
Yeah.
not happening.
Hey, so what do you guys know? There's a video floating out there. Maybe we get like 5,000 subscribers. Maybe we'll be able to show it, shaking hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's the $1 million question right there. It's out there. There's also a book with signatures.
Huh?
There's also a book with signatures in it.
Yeah, and the golden handshake.
Yeah. The Golden Glove.
All right, so you got any last, we got about 5 minutes, before we, shut this one down. You got anything else, Marcus or Joey?
No, I think we wrapped it. We discussed it all right here, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
so-
want to say real quick that, okay, for the subscribers and people that listen to us on this channel, man, we're doing this because we want change. We want things to be better for the working man at Sunline. So guys, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Don't be afraid, man. You know, we're doing this, like I said, to better the working condition. So like,
Yeah.
share, and subscribe, man. You know,
Yeah.
put the more you like, don't cost you nothing, right? The more you like these videos, the more you share these videos. YouTube likes the algorithms, and it gets this video out to more people so that they can see what's really going on. So that's what we're trying to get the message out.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you know what? A lot of people don't realize that this company, the news media, and the Valley cities all tie in together. They all tie. They're all. It's a threesome in bed.
so Joey, what you're saying is that, when this, big case, is presented, so that means since they're all tied in together, they all get subpoenaed together?
Yeah, yeah. I've got a list of about 20 names. 20 names.
Do you think that would make the news?
I'm pretty sure. Well, you know what? You never know with the selective news leader. And the problem is it's never going to get to the Spanish networks because the selective news leader owns the Spanish news network.
Joey, so that means they all get a subpoena?
They all get the subpoena. Oh yeah, they all do.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. All right, well, thank you guys for being with us. I know you're gonna notice that the content, we just continued on we just had a nice, wonderful time here, getting to know one another and having Vicky on the podcast and breaking it down so the videos aren't too long, but trying to get enough information out there for you and the public and for the operators. For all we want is change, and all this journey has been is to create a safe working conditions with brand new seats, break times, and restrooms. That's all this
That's it.
has been about, and not retaliation. I don't want to be retaliated on anymore. I'm tired of being stopped at the border every time I go, and I'm tired of that coming up. But guess what? It's all good for the purse.
That's right.
In my
Work. Better working conditions, more pay.
Yeah.
People need more money, man. Better working. People don't need to come to work afraid. You heard what Vicky said, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people like her, you
Yeah.
know, that feel that same way. And it's not, that shouldn't be happening in the workplace.
I know, before we get off, I know you were going to mention something real quick about contract time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So as we know it, the supervisors, the controllers, the reservationists, the customer service, safety, the coin room, and parts are all a part of a union now. And so negotiations are coming up. So I want to encourage my fellow union members and brothers to stay the course. Sunline, headed by the operations chief, will try and lie to you. Basically, she'll lie to you and tell you that they're on your side. They're going to give you this. They're going to give you that. They're not going to give you anything. They're going to try to take away what you already have. Trust me, I was on the main committee and the bargaining team when we first got our first contract. And I already know the dirty tactics that they're going to try to impose on you. and you got that attorney that she also, they all work together in tandem. So don't take whatever they offer you, period. Shoot it down, vote no. Vote no and stick it and stay in there and get what you want to get, because you know what? You have the power. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And my name is Anthony, and that's
Joey,
Marcus?
and we are the Jam,
West Coast Jam.
West Coast Jam, J&A Voice for Change. Thank you for being with us. Peace.
See you
Peace.
later. See you
Peace
later.
out.